In a tin-roofed house on the Portuguese island of Madeira, 4 family members shared a single cramped room. Today, the youngest boy from that house sits atop a corporate and sporting empire valued at over $1.4 billion. The statistical odds of this outcome were virtually zero. His father worked intermittently as a gardener while battling a severe alcohol addiction, and his mother scrubbed floors as a domestic cleaner just to keep the family fed. So how does a child with zero financial resources and zero environmental advantages engineer himself into the world's most valuable athlete? Ronaldo's trajectory provides a window into the mechanics of extreme psychological reprogramming and emotional control. Early on, his lack of resources manifested as intense emotional volatility. At school, a surge of pure frustration ended with him throwing a chair at a teacher. Instead of punishing him, his mother stepped in with a lesson that rewired his brain. She explained that anger is a neutral energy. It will either destroy you or make you powerful, depending entirely on where you aim it. He put that theory to the test at age 12. Leaving his family behind, he moved alone to the mainland to train in Lisbon, where older kids mocked him over his thick island accent. Rather than retaliating physically or quitting, he took every ounce of that humiliation and channeled it directly into his drills on the pitch. Then, at 15, his body nearly betrayed him. He was diagnosed with a racing heart condition, requiring risky cardiac surgery that threatened to end his career before it even started. He was back on the training ground just days after the surgery, returning to the same high-intensity sessions that defined his early career. He had successfully trained his brain to process physical crises and social isolation, not as reasons to panic, but as direct triggers for hyperfocus. In 2005, just as his global career was accelerating, his father succumbed to alcohol addiction. He responded to the tragedy with a calculated, permanent decision, a lifetime vow of sobriety, ensuring he never repeated the mistake that killed his father. That grief catalyzed a shift in his identity. He transitioned from a flashy winger into a highly disciplined athletic cyborg. Looking at this biometric breakdown, we see the outputs of his new regimen, maintaining body fat below 7% and generating explosive power for a 2.93-meter vertical leap. At Real Madrid, this physical investment delivered 450 goals in 438 appearances. The hardware validates the methodology. That single era yielded 4 Champions League titles and 5 individual World Player of the Year awards. He converted his deepest personal grief into the mechanized discipline required to conquer European football. This mindset eventually expanded beyond the pitch, evolving into the calculated corporate strategy built for his life after retirement. By 2025, his portfolio includes the UR Marv movie studio in London, a network of Padel City sports complexes, the Inspiria medical clinics across Europe, and an ownership stake in the WOW FC mixed martial arts promotion. His 2023 move to Saudi Arabia drew immediate global attention, with league search interest increasing 30-fold and average squad values tripling after his arrival. Yet, despite possessing this massive brand power, he enforces strict limits on his own physical vanity, most notably his refusal to get tattoos. The logic behind the blank skin is medical. He avoids the mandated waiting periods after receiving ink, so he can remain a continuous, regular blood donor for hospitals. He also maintains a psychological connection to his roots, frequently bypassing security protocols to embrace the young, disadvantaged fans who run onto the pitch to meet him. Strip away the private jets and the global empire, and what remains is a result built through decades of unrelenting discipline.